This is In Touch with Terri, a power-packed podcast for the medical aesthetics industry.
I just discovered your podcast, and I feel like I've hit a gold mine.
This is someone who's got a lot of knowledge. She's been there, done that.
Terri Ross is a former Fortune 500 executive, international speaker, founder and co-CEO of APX Platform, and Terri Ross Consulting.
Just listening to her energy and her passion and just how hardcore she is.
Her knowledge of the industry and just her connections in general are phenomenal.
In Touch with Terri will bring you solutions to increase operational and employee efficiency and practice profitability. Plus, feature some of the top industry experts as guests.
The APX team literally changed the game for us.
Terri, your courses and your podcast are just so helpful.
She made me feel like I could do this.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Now, here's Terri.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to In Touch with Terri. I am talking about something today that is an absolute must. So grab some wine, some water, some coffee, whatever you need, a pen and paper, because you are not going to want to miss this. This is the title. I was trying to come up with something creative that would be very kitschy for you. So this is what I thought of. You got to know if you want to grow. I'm going to say it again. You got to know if you want to grow. This is truly so critical. What gets measured gets managed, period. So we're going to dive deep in today talking about why a practice assessment is key to exponential change and growth within your practice. So for any of you listening, my tribe, I love y'all so much. If you're a business owner, a manager, a provider, an entrepreneur, owning and running a medical aesthetics practice is really all about you today. It's for you, and it's something that you guys must do. You know, I don't bring you any kind of bullshit on this podcast. There's no time for that. And so this is one of the most vital things, regardless of what stage or phase of the business you're in. So again, grab a piece of paper, get your drink of choice, and, get ready to just take some copious notes. And then again, I always want to hear from you. So why is taking a practice assessment important? What is it going to do for you? And ultimately, it is the true ability for you to get a grasp of your business, the overall health, on the performance, on your revenue, on your people, on your procedures, on your time, on your profit, on your equipment. I could go on, but it's fundamentally understanding the key areas of opportunity. I never say a weakness. It's looking at the key opportunities in your business that with the right plan, the right people, the right expertise, the right change can exponentially grow to revenue numbers that are going to be unheard of, that you probably won't even think could be possible. And, I don't want you guys to confuse being busy with business, right? Let's not confuse busy with business. The better you do business, the better you work on your business, not just in it, the better everything becomes. Truly, again, I'm a business owner. I'm here helping you guys. I'm growing exponentially. And I have to go through the same processes that I always encourage you to. And this is what I think about a treadmill. Like, I love to work out, but I thought about this analogy over the weekend. And, when you're on a damn treadmill, you're running, in the same space for 45 minutes, busting a sweat, but you're not going anywhere. So hell, if I'm going to bust a sweat, I want to get somewhere faster and further. So I assume that you do too, right? Everything has got to be intentional with the purpose, but intention means nothing if you're not ready to take action. So many of you know, and for those of you that don't, I'll share with you a little bit about my background. I pride myself on having wore many hats in the aesthetic space. I was a sales director for Fortune 500. I've led teams my whole career. So as you know, that's the core of what I love to do, sales and selling. I've owned a medical spa in Beverly Hills that was sold. I learned a ton, made mistakes, but I learned all the right things to do. And then I've been helping practices for the past 12 years launch, grow, or scale. And my team and I are truly, truly here from the most humble place, ultimately to save you time and money and to get further faster. I don't know who would not raise their hand to that, right? Do you want to get further faster? Do you want to make more money, save time? I'm going to ask you guys a couple of things. These are questions or comments that we get over and over and over again. Some of them such as, God, Terri, again, we're so busy, but I'm not generating as much revenue as I would like to. Or our schedules aren't as busy as I would like to. Terri, what reports should we run? What are KPIs? Which ones should I measure? I don't really have time to hold a meeting. What should my monthly meeting be about? Or how do I get my website to generate more leads? Or maybe the website is generating leads, but your conversions aren't where they need to be. Terri, what treatments should I buy? Which ones make the most money? What services are the most profitable? What's my revenue per hour? I could go on, but I will drop the mic on there for a minute. So if any of those resonated with you, you're not alone. You're not alone. These are fundamental things. And we say it often, there's no MBA School of Aesthetics. Not until now with APX Platform, but that's why we have put our heads down and buckled down to give you guys a platform, to create a platform with training and analytics and resources that you have on demand, because I want to put a halt to these same revolving door questions. And as a result of getting these same questions, our team and I have created a comprehensive process that will analyze your entire business from the ground up. And then what do? We make bold recommendations that have resulted in practices generating millions and millions of dollars. And listen, don't take my word for it. This is never about bragging, but there are so many clients, one of which, Dr. Amanda Satterwhite, I had her on the podcast a couple sessions ago, and she just sent me a screenshot of her grand opening she had this weekend, almost doing $500,000, you guys, in 1 month. Amanda, Dr. Satterwhite, kudos to you. I'm so proud of you. And I could list so many others, clients that have grown exponentially, because when you're willing to put in the time and the work and to not be afraid to lift up the curtain and see what's underneath, right? And say, I'm not willing to settle for less. I'm willing, right? If I'm willing to start a business, have a business, own a business, be an entrepreneur of a business, it's your responsibility to run it to the best that you possibly can and be the best leader that you can. So why did we do it? Why did we spend the time to create this practice assessment? Well, when consulting with clients, that's what we first had to do. Ultimately, peel back every onion and uncover all of the areas of opportunity. And when you look at the data, guys, data just doesn't lie. It's not like I'm making it up or, again, read something in a book. It's factual information. And you got to take a hard look at the data to see where the problems exist, because then it is around profitability and revenue and how you're compensating and what your benchmark should be and what your conversion should be and what your marketing spend should be and what your labor should be. And all these things will help you, once you know it, be profitable and make money. So then when you find those opportunities for growth, it's taking massive action and investing in your business. So let's kind of start with the basics. What is a practice assessment and why should you do it? I hope I've given you enough reasons so far, but it's really a comprehensive assessment, right? Asking you a series of questions that identify the gaps in your business. And what does that information do? It's truly an aha moment. That's what clients have said. They're like, oh my God, right? And it allows you to course correct and make the changes that you have to make, even if it's over time, guys, and it doesn't have to be overwhelming. You pick the 2 or 3 things that you can change, and then you move on to the rest. So number 1, how are you going to make an accurate diagnosis without the proper information? Just like you would never make a medical diagnosis without a set of diagnostic parameters or tests. You can't diagnose what's working in your practice without ultimately doing what we call this practice assessment. It's an X-ray that allows you to take a deep dive and really evaluate your business, as well as uncover missing revenue and growth opportunities. So ultimately, you can pivot and course correct and make those right changes for exponential growth. Number 2, you must focus on the whole wheel, not just the spokes in the wheel, right? Then it's a shaky place to be. So the practice assessment is a tool that really dives deep, and it asks probing questions, and it requires you to provide details, some pretty intricate details about your business. So you'll want to evaluate every area of the practice to get this full picture, not just a piece, not a few spokes. You'll fall off the bike. And the wheel doesn't properly, turn unless all the spokes are in good shape and tight. And that's what we want for you guys. So before you can find these gaps in your practice, we have to identify, the areas that can be improved. Your operating efficiencies, your team, your productivity, your profitability, your revenue, your sales, treatment plans, consultations, pricing. There is a multitude of things that really have got to be analyzed, and not just once, over time, every 6 months, so that you can see what's working and what's not. You'll want to gather information from your practice management software, your P&L statements, your marketing efforts, the verticals in which you're marketing, the services that you offer, what your revenue per hour is. Do you know what they should be? What treatments are you doing in the rooms? What time are you spending is unproductive time? Are you optimizing and maximizing your scheduling efficiencies? I mean, I feel like a preacher right now, but it's truly mind-blowing sometimes, guys, because from the bottom of my heart, you don't know how often it's about, Terri, I need to get a new website, or I need new people in the door, or I want to buy this new thing or this shiny new toy. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I get that. I want all that stuff for you too. But all of that is a moot point. It's a moot point if you go spend money on ads, money on your website, money on blogs, money on whatever you're doing, and then the phone rings, but your team isn't trained to convert it. Do you know how much money you're actually losing? Do you have call tracking on your phones? Like, have you investigated? Like, this is part of the practice assessment. How good are they at qualifying, credentialing you, credentialing the practice, asking the right questions, overcoming objections, not just getting them to book an appointment? That is a mistake. We don't want to fill your books with unqualified people. We want to distinguish your practice from everybody else, because that is the only thing that we have in this business, you guys. It's too competitive. It is a commodity. What's not is the 5-star service I'm going to get, the way I feel about your team, who answered that lead first within 5 minutes, who made me feel warm and fuzzy, what was my experience, what was my consultation, did I get a treatment plan, or did you tell me the one thing I needed to do? And these are the things, you guys, that I am so unbelievably passionate about. So we want to uncover so many things. What are your revenue sources? What was your previous year versus this year? What are your retail goals? Do you have goals for the practice per provider? What are your overhead costs? What are your strengths and weaknesses as a company and as a team? What's your patient retention? Do you know? I'll give you guys a little tip. We just dropped an ebook. It's not released yet. The top 10 KPIs and what they should be for medical spas. We're going to launch one for plastic surgery too. But this is serious stuff, guys. This is really serious stuff. And then it's having good culture, good leadership. How are you going to coach a team if you're not inspecting what you expect? So I want you to evaluate the data, translate that into concrete, actionable steps, because that is the money. That is the power. You heard me say it in the beginning, right? You got to know if you want to grow. You can't track what you don't measure. So you must measure your numbers. With an uncertain economy, post-COVID protocols, obviously we're coming out of that right now, but we have to be able to streamline and choose the services that have the highest return on investment. Look, I never want to crush anybody's dream, but we have about, 10 startups right now. We are super excited. Robbie Grayson, senior consultant, just launched our new development course in the APX Platform, and it is gangbusters because we want to hold your hand. We don't want to just do the work for you. You don't learn that way. We want to do it with you. Okay. We want to help you understand the reasons why picking the right square footage, why choosing the right equipment, why choosing the right vendor, what you should charge, why you should charge, how long should it take. These are fundamental things that are critical in knowing where you can actually grow and increase that revenue per hour so that you can hit these crazy ass numbers that some of our clients are hitting. So listen, what if I told you that taking this practice assessment will, proven to uncover hidden opportunities, missing opportunities in your practice that could make you millions? Isn't it resounding that this Dr. Satterwhite opened her med spa 5 months ago and doing that kind of money? $500,000 is insane. but it is possible. Okay, it is so possible. And her story, if you haven't listened to it, I encourage you. And so many others, again, on my podcast that have been willing to share. My Olam girls love you. I mean, I could go on and on and on. Karen, where are you? I know it may seem like a bit much. And I threw out a lot of questions and a lot of things that I want you to think about, but it's not overwhelming. If you are someone who doesn't sit on the sidelines, batter up, who's ready to come up to the plate, okay, and say, you know what, I'm going to raise my hand because I don't know. And you don't need to know. And I don't want you to be doing this by yourself, right? We all go to experts for a reason. And that's why we have created this free, simple, yet powerful practice assessment tool that you can complete right now. You're going to click the link in the description because I want to hear from you. I want you to take a minute, fill out this practice assessment, and let us uncover for you. Let you uncover for yourself areas that you might have put on pause, or you just didn't know where to go to get help, or you thought that seeking an expert or a consultant or APEX, it's an investment, you guys. Do you know the difference between a cost versus an investment? You don't get a return on an expense, but you will. I promise you. And again, don't take it from me. Go check out what our clients have to say about us. You will get a return when you invest in working with us, when you invest a small amount of money in deeper diving and working with our APEX team and what the platform can do with you, not to mention coaching every single week. So this is what I want to leave you guys with. Success starts with what you think, what you do, and what your results are. Success starts with what you think, what you do, and what your results are. It's not about you calling up your friends and being like, hey, what'd you buy? What did you do? What do you charge? Sure, that's great. We all want advice from our friends. I encourage that. But if they've never done it, or maybe I hope you're calling somebody that has a, $5, $6, $7, $8, $10 million business. Amazing. But I want to give you, I want to offer you, I want to invite you and encourage you. Like let us, if you're in this position, if you want, I always say there's a bridge. Okay. And you can go across it or around it. And if our team can get you there further, faster, are you going to say no to that? I would never turn that down. So it's really about working with proven methods. It's about surrounding yourself with a tribe, with a community of people that got your back and only want the best for you, that you're with experts and the right people and the right experience with the right actions so you can get things done and be around a team of people that are, again, all going through something similar. So I want you to be intentional. Everybody wants to be successful, but you have to be intentional. And more importantly, you have to be a doer. So you guys, I hope that you found this podcast valuable. Thank you so much for listening to In Touch with Terri. I am so honored every single day that I get to do something that I love. Our team is growing at exponential growth right now so that we can deliver and continue to deliver you with the results, with the training, with the tools, with the information that is going to get you the results that you're looking for. So as always, if you found this podcast valuable, I would encourage you to please, I would love it so much. And you also help other people. Leave me a comment, leave a remark, share it with a colleague or a friend. And with that, again, I invite you, if this resonated, to please go to apexplatform.com and schedule a discovery call. Let our team hear your beautiful voice so that we can help you kick ass in 2022 and beyond. With that being said, guys, I'm going to bounce and I will see you on the next podcast of In Touch with Terri. Ciao.
Thanks for listening to In Touch with Terri. We invite you to schedule a discovery call with our APEX team. The link to apexplatform.com can be found in the show notes. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode of In Touch with Terri.